are now listening to Lauer Road Radio.
Hey, welcome one and all to the #1 podcast, winter, spring, and fall. Talking sports for the thrill of it all. Hey, talking life, but we're killing it all. Jason and Dan with the master plan. These are dangerous men with the mic in the hand. Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
Lauer Radio.
Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Yeah. Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
Lauer Radio.
Let's get it.
At Tanagra, When the Walls Fell, this is Dan Owings coming at you another time for Lauer Road Radio with my co-host, as always, Jason.
Yeah.
Jesse's in the room. He's all nicked up, doing what he does. Stella is on the ones and the zeros, and the information czar tonight is the one and only Teddy. So any questions that we have for him, he will be able to look it up on his own.
Let's do a quick example.
Okay,
Teddy.
What year
Yeah.
was Abraham Lincoln born?
Look it up real
Look
quick.
it up. Beep, bop.
Beep, boop, boop, bop.
Okay.
What year?
I don't know how to read, so.
Oh, okay.
It's just-
All right.
Like father, like son.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to give him I think his device only.
Told you to make it up.
I think his device. 1875.
Civil
1845.
War.
1987.
I think it was 1809, actually.
That checks out.
Yeah. I mean, if Preston was here, he actually could look that up. Now I just want to know if I'm right. But how you doing today, Jason?
I'm doing good.
Chances, percentage-wise, in your brain, that Santa Claus, dude that lives in the North Pole, I'm not saying some just like the
Not the mall
spirit
Santa.
of Santa.
Oh, okay.
Or that there was a guy named Santa.
Yeah.
But that there is a dude, some sort of demigod,
Yeah.
Santa Claus, who lives at the North Pole
Uh-huh.
and has elves that make toys, and he delivers around the world on a sleigh with reindeer. What, in your mind, percentage of chance that that's true?
65.
Okay, yeah.
I'll leave a little wiggle room there. Mm-hmm. Anything's possible.
Now, you're not
Better than a
saying he goes to every house.
No.
That's ridiculous.
No, he couldn't get to every house in one night.
And the whole chimney thing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of magic, obviously, that's
Well, in New
happening.
York City, they don't have chimneys, the big skyscrapers.
Many of them do not.
Yeah.
Faux chimneys sometimes.
Well, that's why Santa is a hyperdimensional
Yes.
being.
Yeah.
He doesn't. I mean, when you say, does he live at the North Pole? Well, the North Pole is on water or on ice. There's
Yeah.
no landmass.
Sure.
But in the hyperdimension parallel universe,
Right.
he does
that
live
he
there.
comes out of
Yeah, he
in
comes
order
and-
to we
Correct.
can't just take a snowmobile to the North Pole
No.
and find him.
Right. That's why he flies on the reindeer.
I got it.
on the
I got
fly.
it. So you got that at 65%.
Yeah, better than half.
Okay. All right. That checks out. What's going on with you today?
So I've got a couple things. Let's start with some stuff on X.
I've got a couple of really good things.
Well, I have some really good things. I was thinking about starting off a little serious.
Oh.
Okay, well, in serious.
Don't kill
Or
the
maybe
mood.
not at all. Okay, so a couple things on X. So Mr. Giblets, he's one of my favorite listeners.
We love Mr. Giblets.
It's just the jib.
Yeah, well, right now he changed his name to Christmas Giblets.
Oh, I like
So,
that.
you know.
At one point, he was two-tiered giblets.
Yeah, I
didn't
don't
get
know
it,
what that is, but listen, let's not dive too deep into
Yeah,
that.
listen.
Okay. If your hot pocket gets cold, is it just a pocket?
Oh.
It's a cold pocket.
I've never seen that happen before.
Because every time you eat a hot pocket, you always eat it before it's cooled down.
Well, it's always way too hot.
It's roughly the temperature of the sun.
yeah.
And once it reaches that temperature, I think I could heat up a hot pocket on a Tuesday, take a bite on Thursday, and it's still like I still have to go.
It's a special foil tin that they cook it in.
Yeah, that thing, whatever
It's magical.
chemistry is happening
Yeah.
there. So I say Christmas giblets. It's an
There is-
invalid question
Because there's never been a cold hot
I
pocket.
reject the premise.
Never seen one. We're not sure that they exist.
Okay, a couple more questions from Christmas Giblets. He says, what happened to Old Zealand?
That's a good question.
I would say it's probably Atlantis.
If we tell the truth about it, it'll get us kicked off of YouTube. I'd be happy to
I got you. Yeah.
set the record straight. We could go on our dark web show. I don't know if Mr. Giblets has access to our dark web show.
Yeah.
But on our dark web show,
it's called Lauer Road After Dark.
Yeah, and we can explain that sort of thing. But you have to know how to get on the dark web, and it's a whole thing.
And on those shows, I always have my shirt off. So
yeah, that's why we do it in the dark.
Okay. That's why the lights go off. Okay.
Okay. He also has a question. Who opened the first oyster and said, my, doesn't that look yummy?
A starving person.
That's probably true.
It had to be.
Well, it's probably the same family of people that saw a cow and were like, oh, let me drink from this thing.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Well,
yeah.
That seems a bit more reasonable because I think
I don't know.
humanity, like we know instinctively that milk comes from the female.
Sure.
So
I've never seen a cow and thought, man. Well, but I do.
I'll bet there's some sort of white juice in there that's amazing.
Yeah. And let's face it, as adults, we don't drink human milk. I'm trying to censor myself here.
I don't drink human milk. I know someone.
Did people
who did.
used to?
What's that?
Well, he used to.
Well, I'm
Well, I
talking,
used to.
did adults used
I know
to?
a lady that she would, and this is not uncommon at all. She would freeze her breast milk.
Yeah.
So that way, I don't know, it could be thawed out later. And her mother-in-law made biscuits with it because she was making biscuits and she couldn't. She didn't have milk and she just needed it, and so she made it. She didn't tell the family until they had and like, these biscuits are amazing. And she's like, yeah, I use the breast milk.
I would be so mad.
I know, I would be furious.
I would leave.
Apparently,
the
she
family.
thought it was hilarious.
I
but-
bet she did.
Yeah. Okay, so Carol remarks, she asked, what makes something funny? What is the
Sure.
defining factor
That's
of
a
funny?
good question.
It is a great question.
It has to be something unexpected. There has to be a
Okay.
nature of it's a trick.
It catches you off guard.
It catches you off guard. It has to. Essentially, it's now not everything that catches you off guard is funny.
Now, sometimes I'm watching something and it's clever. I'm like,
Clever.
that's funny. Now, it
Sure.
doesn't have to be laugh out loud funny, but it's like, that's very clever.
Yeah, but it's
funny.
clever because you didn't expect it because you couldn't
Okay.
think of it on your own.
So what you're saying is there's a surprise element to funny.
There has to be. Yes.
There's no, even if you see it coming a mile away.
Yeah.
Like if you've seen a movie 100 times and you laugh every time, it's not a surprise.
Sure. That's a good point.
Do you still laugh when you watch Dumb and Dumber? Mm-hmm. You've seen it 100 times.
Well, yeah. I don't remember the last time I watched Dumb and Dumber, but I do laugh when I watch Seinfeld, and I can quote it. So, yeah, I don't understand.
I
Maybe
think
there's
the
more to it.
definition is just that one person of all the population of people would laugh at it. That's what makes it funny. If one person,
If one person
Yeah,
laughs.
but define funny.
something that makes people laugh. But I guess you're right. There are things I found funny that I didn't laugh at.
Yeah.
Causing of laughter.
So laughter and funny are tied together.
Yeah, but like, or amusement. Humorous.
Well, see, that's where I thought the clever. Because, like, that's amusing. That's
funny.
clever.
That's really
That guy's
funny.
clever.
Like, there are some comedians, Seinfeld's one of them. I think it was Seth Meyers, the one that created this word called clapter.
Oh.
They're clapter comedians.
Yeah.
Where the audience likes it, and it happens with Seinfeld all the time, and then they clap.
Yeah.
They don't laugh, they clap.
It's also when they flash the sign, applause.
Yeah.
Well, there's
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Because, you know, like Bill Maher has his show, and he gets the clapter. People aren't laughing out loud at him. They're
Right.
clapping, and I guarantee you there's a sign that says, please
Well, on the
clap.
Bill Maher show, I don't think when Seinfeld's doing stand-up at a whatever, like, I don't think there's a applause sign. I
Yeah,
saw
but people aren't clapping for him. They're laughing.
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
No, the people clap at him a lot. Like, watch
No.
his latest special on Netflix.
Okay.
A lot of clapter.
Okay.
You know what always makes me laugh? Besides midgets, if watching someone fall.
No.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Well, there's an unexpected element to that.
Unexpected. But is there anything? So it never ceases to make me laugh if someone falls, as long as they don't get like super injured. But is there anything worse than biting the dust in front of other people?
It's embarrassing.
It's every
I almost
time.
fell off the treadmill the other day.
Oh, that'd have been.
I didn't realize I was like super
Hilarious.
focused on what I was listening to,
Yeah.
and I was doing a walk because it was really after my workout, but I was just waiting for Erica, and so I thought I'm gonna put the elevation super high,
Yeah.
and so I was at like 10% elevation, 3.5 miles an hour, but I'm also listening to something, and I wasn't really paying attention,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden I heard this beep, 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 which is like, I don't know, the sign that like and then I look back and my foot is almost off of the back of the treadmill, and I was like, ooh. That would have been, if I'd have spit it at Planet Fitness.
When I see videos of people falling, I used to laugh. Now I hurt. I have sympathy pain. I see someone fall down, crack their head. I'm like, oh.
How many people, honestly, do you think you've seen because of the internet? Do you think that person died
Once a week?
Yeah.
No, for real. Once a week on Twitter, easily.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Easily once a week.
It's disturbing.
It is disturbing. I don't like it.
It's one thing I know. Anytime there's something like that, I'm like, yeah, I try to avoid it if I can, but sometimes you just don't see it coming. It's like a fail compilation. Like, oh, this is hilarious. People dropping things at work. The whole glass, the wine bottles all fall. And it's like, oh, and I love that sort of stuff. Yeah. But then all of a sudden in the middle of it, it's like a Mack truck, and it just takes out a guy. You're like, wait a minute. I just watched a human being leave this world.
Yeah.
I don't love that.
There's a X site called like 1,000 Ways to Die or something like that. And I don't even follow. I need to probably block them, but I don't follow them. But every once in a while, I'm scrolling and I see it, and I'm like, "Why?"
Have you seen the one where the guy has the hand cart? It's like to lift a pallet jack.
Yeah.
And he's off the end of the truck, and it starts to fall, and he doesn't know. It's just instinct to hold on to try to get it.
Yeah.
And by the time he realizes he needs to let go, it catapults him from the top of the truck onto concrete. Like 50 yards. Well, 50 yards is a bit much, but it's far.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that guy might have just died. It was serious. I don't like that.
At work, we had to watch a bunch of videos of people dying on forklifts for our forklift certification. Because what they're saying is it's very dangerous.
It is. Forklifts are dangerous.
And in that, it was like a 4-hour class, and they showed like maybe an hour and a half worth of video. Probably 20 people died.
You think?
And it's disturbing.
You think it'd be less dangerous if they were spoon lifts? I mean, obviously, we're glad they didn't go with a knife lift.
A spork lift would have been
a spork lift. Maybe
split the
maybe
difference.
better. Yeah. Maybe that's the thing.
Okay.
They're not all funny.
No, it was
mildly funny.
That was unexpected. Yeah.
Some clapter at that one.
Thank you. I'll take it.
Okay, so this is a dual question from Blob Boy and the Colonel.
Oh, really? They're getting together. Good for them.
They're together a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
They do a Sunday show.
Budding Roman. Oh, they do a show together?
It's called Silly Sunday.
Is that?
Yeah.
Is
it's
that
on
like
X Space?
Is that a branch off of Lauer Radio?
Well, okay. So here's the thing. I do a weekly show with Carol.
It's like a spin-off. Sorry.
Yeah.
Continue.
So Carol and I have a joint show. It's called Scuttlebutt Sunday. Jesse's been on it once. Yeah. Nobody else has ever. You guys just bail on me every time.
Uninterested.
Yeah. So me and Carol do the show.
Yeah.
15 people show up maybe.
Yeah.
And it spun off of that show.
I see.
So Blob Boy and the Colonel show up to that show.
Right.
So we do it from 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock
right.
Ohio time.
Yeah.
And they go at 5:10.
Huh.
They wait 10 minutes and launch a new one.
It's like we're Happy Days and they're Mork and Mindy.
Something like that.
Yeah. Or Laverne and Shirley. Both of those are spinoffs.
Well,
of
I think
Happy
we're
Days.
Happy Days.
Yeah, we're Happy Days.
And then me and Carol is Laverne and Shirley.
And then
they're
Mork and Mindy.
Mork and Mindy.
Okay.
So where's our revenue from that?
And nobody's making
We're getting
money.
as much as they are, man.
So anyways, they have a joint question that came up in their silly space.
A joint.
That made me laugh.
A joint
I don't know.
question from a silly space.
Yeah.
Sounds.
No, I guarantee you, Colonels.
Those kernels are popping.
The Colonels are popping. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
He says, who wins in a shirtless wrestling match on the front lawn between Jason and Dan on Christmas Day? And what has ever happened?
What has ever happened?
Has that ever happened?
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
Well, certainly when we were kids, there would be, but you would always win because
Bigger,
you would,
stronger. I'm a year and a half older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But today we get in a shirtless
Christmas Day.
front lawn. So it's cold outside.
Yeah. Let's say Dad's house.
And Dad's house, and we get in a wrestling match.
Yeah.
Who wins?
Yeah.
I think I win.
I don't think so.
I think my dad wins.
Yeah.
You would.
Why don't you run that through your beep bop booer over there? I think you need to double check your stats.
So here's the thing. I think if endurance has to play into it, I think you'll probably beat me because
That's my strategy.
You're just going to run around.
He's going around.
Well, I'm just not going to let it go. I've also been lifting weights.
How much
3
do you weigh
times a
right
week.
now? Right now, how much?
239.
Okay, I'm at 204.
Okay.
So that's a 35-pound difference.
Well, that's significant.
If it's
And Dan took one jujitsu class.
I did take a jiu-jitsu class.
Yeah.
I think I
What-
have
I
the
think a 30
physical advantages. The advantage that you have, you're the older brother, and there's
a
just
mental
is that.
Yeah.
B, you're a dirty fighter, and I think that you have that advantage.
Yeah.
But I think I have the weight advantage and the endurance. Normally, the smaller guy has the endurance,
Yeah.
but if I have both of those,
I think you have both.
That's significant.
All I'm doing right now is picturing you two running around in the yard shirtless. Dan running circles around Jason. Neener, neener, boo, boo, you can't catch me.
Well, see, if it's wrestling, I mean, it's just gonna.
If I can just keep it from
Now, listen,
getting
there
out of
are
control.
rules.
Yeah.
They're unwritten. We're not going to
We know the
kick
rules.
each other in the crotch.
Yeah, there's
we're
no
not going
eye
to gouge.
gouging.
Yeah,
Of course. You can't. Purple nurple? Is that?
that's totally
Okay,
acceptable.
all right.
And maybe spitting in the mouth.
Only if you submit, you
Yeah.
get them in that position.
Yeah.
Then you're
Yeah,
allowed
say
to.
uncle.
Yeah.
No.
And you get the spit.
Yeah.
Go down and you.
And then slurp it up.
Yeah. That's the move.
That's the move.
So I don't know.
and then it drops. And Mom, he spit on me. No,
Yeah.
no, I'm sorry. Shut up. Shut up.
I'll let you spit on me. Just don't tell Mom.
No, that's basically how that has.
And then you rig it so that way Mom walks in the moment I'm spitting on you, and then I get in trouble.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's how that works.
Yeah, I know.
So I posted this on Twitter. I said, hey, we're recording Thursday night at 8 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
What questions do you have? Jasper pipes in. And he goes, when y'all recording? So I just said Thursday, 8 o'clock. So Jasper's...
You
he's-
said if there's any questions.
This guy's a top-notch guy right there. Sue, I am blessed, says if we could change the name, I'm guessing she's referring to the name of the show. If you could change the name of the show to a different name, what would it be?
I got nothing.
Shrake Road Radio.
Shrake Road
There it
Radio.
is.
There is a Shrake Road
Yeah,
in
well,
Chillicothe.
there it is. That
Yeah.
could be your
Where
spin.
my ancestors are buried.
What's next? What do we got?
Last
This
one.
is-
I'm
please.
sorry.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
you're fine.
Would you rather, and this is a Blob Boy question, would you rather be short with luscious locks or tall and chrome-domed?
Chrome domed.
What is tall? What is short? Is
I
short
would say
5
short,
foot?
5'4".
5'4".
That's short.
What's tall?
6'5".
6'5".
I'll take 6'5" and
Yeah.
chrome dome.
I would too.
I'm already chrome dome. And
You
I don't
add 6 inches.
It doesn't bother me, so
Yeah.
I prefer to be bald.
I do
It's
too.
a better,
It's a lot of work.
It's a better way to live. So, last week in our great city of Marion, Ohio. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going somewhere with this.
Okay.
The church that I attend was open to the public, so that way people could come and see historic buildings.
Yeah.
Okay, so
The church you attend is the oldest building in Marion?
it's one of the oldest church buildings in Marion. Maybe
Yeah.
the oldest. I don't really know. 1856 is how old
Same
it is.
year Abraham Lincoln was born.
Yeah, there it is.
No, but you were right, by the way.
1809.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of Napoleon stuff happening in 1809. But
Yeah.
anyway, so the church that I attend, lets people come through and see the church building, and my pastor's wife is the one giving the tours.
Okay.
Okay. So my pastor's wife is she's showing people around and that sort of thing, and there's a common story apparently that the previous church who attended that building told my pastor's wife. And what he told her is that President Harding used to take naps in the bell tower.
Oh.
So the church has a bell tower,
Yeah.
and he says Warren J. Harding, Marion, Ohio, used to take naps in the bell tower. Okay?
Okay.
And so this is good information.
Yeah.
They want to say, what's the history?
Yeah.
Well, we were part of the Underground Railroad, or the church,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
building was.
Right.
And we certainly were not.
Nor would we do it today.
That's a joke, and that's a joke.
Our pastors just don't know what we're doing when they're not there.
Harriet
That's
who?
true. I don't know. Anyway, so she's telling the story when she's giving tours.
It's like a reverse
It's
railroad
one of the
situation,
things.
right?
Yes, it's one of the things that she says. It's
Yeah,
just the history of the building, and where
But it's not as a joke. She's saying it for real.
It's real.
Okay.
The story is when Harding used to run the Marion Star, it was
Yeah.
right next door to the building, and he
Yeah.
would come during lunchtime and take naps in the bell tower.
Okay.
So whatever, she told that story. One of the ladies that she told, she said, "Oh, does so and so know this story?" And she's like, I don't know. She goes, well, she knows everything about Harding, and she runs the Harding Museum Historical Society or whatever. She's like, I think she'll be very interested to hear this. And Eric was like, sure. Or my pastor's wife was like, sure. And then people can have the same name. And then
Erica with a K.
Yeah, that's the wrong way to spell it. And then I just happened to be in the church later in the week, and a call came through on the answering machine.
Yeah.
From this lady, the Harding person, who knows everything about
the historian.
She said, and here's what the answering machine message said, Jason.
Yeah.
Said, I'm giving.
Let me guess.
Yeah.
Please stop telling people that story.
That's the gist of it. Yeah. It was. Listen, we know everything. We know everything about Harding.
Yeah.
And we know that we know. Listen to the hubris.
Yeah.
We know that he did not take naps in the bell tower.
Yeah.
I don't know where you heard that, but I would appreciate it if you stopped sharing that information.
Wow.
So I'm gonna say it so much more now.
Yeah.
You know,
First of all, okay, you have at it, because
There's a lady that goes to your church.
The church I go to. It's not my church.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The same church that you guys attend. And she lives on the same street as I do.
Okay.
In her house is a bunch of journals from that time period.
Okay.
This lady that lived in this house back in 18 whatever it was friends with President Harding's wife.
Okay.
She has journals.
Yeah.
With all private information. What we need to do is just find it in one of those journals.
We can find it in the journals.
Like I had to go wake up Warren.
Yeah.
He fell asleep in the bell tower again.
Yeah, just as he does.
Dude,
As he does.
if
we could prove that.
Oh,
that would
that'd
be
be
come
so
on.
good.
Yeah.
I've told people that story.
Keep on telling people that story.
I will.
I'm happy to tell the story because, first of all, what we know is that he ran the newspaper that was next to the church building.
Yes.
This is what we know. This is indisputable.
Right.
How anyone could say that he never took a nap in the... How could you possibly know that?
Well, it would
Even in today's world.
Yeah. It'd be a good place to take a nap.
It'd be a wonderful place until they ring that bell. Maybe that'll wake you up. But in today's world, you still couldn't even know that.
No.
In the Facebook
Yeah.
messaging Twitter era, you still couldn't know that
Unless he took a selfie.
You-
but
then you would
wouldn't
know that he did.
That he did.
But
yeah.
you can't say that he never did.
Right.
Well, he didn't do that. He never did that.
Yeah.
And we know that he never did that. The arrogance to say that. So anyway, suffice it to say, I don't know, camera right on me. To anybody that's wondering the history of Marion, Ohio, and Harding, one thing that we do know is Warren Harding took naps in the church bell tower at what was St. Paul's Episcopal Church.
Yeah.
That's beyond that. That is a oral history that has come down to me.
Yeah.
And as far as I'm concerned, until the invention of writing, oral history was how we got all of our history.
That is true.
So it's pretty reliable as far as I'm concerned.
I can generate some documents.
Okay, generate the documents.
I'll do it. I will.
I honestly don't even need
Every
the documents.
other-
I'd almost rather not be able to prove it, but just keep on saying it because it's like
What I want to, I'm going to generate like 50 letters, like in the mail, old paper,
Yeah.
get someone with some fluffy writing, and then give a whole stack to the
Yeah.
museum. I
Now-
just would like to donate these
Listen,
to the museum.
here's what I'm not-
And one of the 50,
Yeah.
make a reference to it.
sir, just
But all 50 are fake.
And
Yeah.
But
that
one of-
reference,
Yeah.
reference is, right after Warren's daily naps in the bell tower, that he took every single
Dear Elizabeth, I've been on the road for weeks, and the thing I missed most is your embrace and the bell tower.
The
You're
sweet
embracing
warmth.
of the bell tower.
Here's what I don't know. I'm not saying that I know he took naps in there. I have it on good authority that he did. But if
Your pastor's wife said so.
but my pastor's wife said so, and as far as I know, she's not a liar.
No, she's a little bit sus.
Well, maybe she's a pastor's wife. So, but anyway, that just really
I'm going to start telling people that
just
story too.
really grinded my gears.
I can't wait.
in a way that please We know he did not.
Yeah.
Please stop telling people. I'm like,
We need to get Ray Grogan on. And
we can get Ray to say it.
yeah.
Okay, let's do that. Yeah, that's good. All right, I got other stuff, Jason, but we can do something else. I'm pretty happy with the things that I have here.
Go ahead.
All right, Jesse, I want your. Oh man, I do have a few good things.
Well,
I want Jesse's opinion on this. Okay.
I got some strong ones.
What is the most insulting? And I'm going to give you a list before you just.
Okay.
What is the most insulting fat slur?
Oh.
Okay. Here's my list. Okay. Fatso, lard butt, butterball, land whale, muffin top, oinker, salad dodger, thunder thighs, jelly belly, horizontally challenged, reverse anorexic, failed bulimic, husky, big boned, or when's it due? That's the list that I got. What's is the most insulting? That kind of cuts the deepest.
Horizontally challenged. Because, listen, as a fat guy, I'm 6'1".
Yeah.
When I go to buy jeans, I can get them in the right waist, but never quite the right length.
Right.
Shirts, like if I wear, like I really wear a 2X, but 2Xs, for some reason, are so short.
Yeah.
It's like we're not all Danny DeVito.
You need to shop big and tall.
Big
Big
I know.
and tall.
I
Big
know.
and tall, that's
and
you.
so all the rest
So
of those
horizontally-
really,
I like Oinker.
Oinker's great.
good. Yeah.
The one that hit me the most was salad dodger.
listen, I dodge salads on the daily.
When's it due's pretty good. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Hey, when's it do is walking in.
You want to know the one that got me once that I still hold a grudge about?
Yeah.
So when I was in the pyramid scheme, I was dressing up. I wore a dark green, like olive green colored pair of pants, and I used to wear glasses. And this guy named Lamar was like, "Hey, PG," like PG. And he's like, "Yeah, what's up, PG?" And I was like, "What's PG?" He said, "Peter Griffin." And I have never been so racist in my entire life.
Peter Griffin is yeah, he's a big guy, you know.
Oh, I'm still hot about it, and it's been like 4 years.
I feel like in a moment, so if you were in a fight, if you wanted to make someone angry or just cut them deep, like listen here, Fatso.
Fatso. Yeah.
Fatso is pretty insulting.
Chunky butt.
Chunky butt's pretty good. But
I don't know. If someone ever was trying to fight me and they're like, "Yo, salad dodger, the fight's over. He won." Okay.
I love land whale.
Land whale's pretty good.
You know, so I don't know. I was just curious. I was just thinking about fat slurs. I think lard butt. I like that one a lot. And I think I was. Do you ever? You of course you do this. Do you ever preemptively go through what could be a fight with someone in your brain
all the time?
Like I'll say this and then they'll say this.
Yeah.
90% of the thoughts that go through his head.
Yeah, I don't know why I even. I guess the reason I ask you is like the inference is that you actually don't go through with it though.
It's half and half.
So I have those conversations in my head all the time and never go through with them.
Yeah.
But
I always think of something later.
yeah,
That's the problem. Yeah.
It's always great, too.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, if I just
would
said
have been
that.
perfect. That's a great Seinfeld thing. When the guy said, "Hey George," because he's eating shrimp.
Yeah.
He's like, "The ocean called. They're running out of shrimp," and he was like, you know, and then later he gets upset because he got the perfect comeback and he told Jerry, he's like, "The jerk store called and they're running out of you," and Jerry's like, "What?" He's like, "It's the perfect comeback." No, it's not. Anyway, I think I was going through a potential fight, and I think in my dialogue, my inner dialogue, I said the word fatso to the person.
I gotcha.
So I think that's where that all came from. I get very angry at Planet Fitness sometimes, just unreasonably angry.
They called that to you.
What's that?
Hey, Fatso, you didn't pay your bill.
Yeah, right. They might have said that. There are some fat people there. There are quite a few fat people there, actually.
It's a no judgment zone.
That's what they say, but I'm.
I prefer the most judgment zone.
It's a gem. Of course, there's judgment.
Listen,
Of
if there's no
course.
judgment, why are you even there?
Why even
Yeah.
there? And so I see some people walk through, and they always have like the Planet Fitness person with them, like showing them how to use the machines. Like, okay, all right, okay. And then you never see them again. But maybe they just don't come when I come. Yeah, that's possible.
That's possible.
No.
But I do the 3 times a week. I do there's this like a string of machines that literally have numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over them, so that you can go from 1 all the way to 10 or 12 or whatever it is. And I can't tell you how many times that Eric and I are going through it, and we're side by side. It was like boom, 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 and somebody walks right in front of us.
You work out with your pastor's wife?
This is my
the
other
Erica.
The other Erica.
Okay.
She shows up sometimes.
This Erica.
Yeah. But and it makes me so mad.
Yeah.
Today somebody walked right in front of us.
Yeah.
They just walked right in, sat down at the machine, didn't do anything.
Like on number
and
4.
Then,
and you're on number 3.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then doesn't even work out. Just sets her stuff there and starts talking to people. And she's laughing and joking around. And I'm like, and I am just like rage lifting because I skipped 5 machines because I need to get as far away. And I like put the weight all the way up. And I just get unreasonably. There's something deep. There's something deeply wrong with me.
Yeah.
And I think that it's somehow that person. All of my anger, every time I was ever mad at anybody, just gets focused on that one person. It's very frustrating.
Like, you're fat and you don't know how to count, you moron.
Yeah. There's a word I want to use for this guy. I won't use it, but there's always a kind of a guy that walks up, and there are quite a few of these guys. They walk up and they only do the bicep curls.
Curls for girls.
Yeah, they'll just come and do bicep curls for 10 minutes, and then that's it. Yeah. Like, there's other ways in this gym. I'm in the old people workout section. I know that. This is the old and fat person workout section.
Yeah.
I'm not proud of it, but this is where I am, okay? Yeah. So I'm going through this. If you want to do bicep curls, go grab some free weights and do some bicep curls. You see what's happening to me?
Yeah.
My blood pressure. I don't even use nicotine. My blood pressure is rising. What do you want to talk about?
Okay, I want you to diagnose me.
Okay.
Last week, Monday morning, I walk out of my house to go to work, and my tire is flat. So I get out the air compressor, try to blow air in it. It's not taking air. I end up taking the tire off, taking it over to...
It's a very frustrating situation.
I was very frustrated.
And it's cold.
Oh, it was 20 degrees out. It's not taking air. I think maybe I picked up a nail.
You never want to do that. But when it's cold, it's even worse.
It's even worse. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. It's dark. I can't see anything.
Nobody's enjoying this situation.
No, it's not fun at all.
Yeah.
So I'm frustrated. I take the tire off. I drive it to Zeus. Best car place in Marion.
I love Zeus tire.
Drive it around back. The 2 guys working there, they come out. And at this point, it's starting to get daylight, and I can see the tire. There's 2 cut marks in the tire.
Oh.
It looks as though maybe someone stabbed it.
Sure.
Okay. Which, we already know. I work with some fellas who have some problems.
Sure.
And they take it out on other employees. Tires or windows or whatever. I'm not sure that happened.
Yeah.
Maybe
I did
not.
see a guy walking around your house the other day.
With a gun.
It was like 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
It was about 20 degrees outside. He was shirtless, walking around with a gun and an angry look on his face.
Yeah.
I tried to call you. You didn't answer.
I was asleep.
So I called the police. And I said, I just
call me
pretended to
first?
be you. Yeah, I tried.
Okay.
Yeah.
You pretended to be me.
I was there too.
This is Jason.
I was there too. I tried to protect Jason. I tried to stab the guy.
Sure.
And I missed and hit someone's tire.
Is that what happened? No, it's all coming full circle.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay.
so you live in a neighborhood not so far from people, although your road's fine, but you're not so far from people that get into mischief.
They're suboptimal people.
Shenanigans.
Yeah. So anyway, I take the tire,
Got
take it
it.
to Zeus. So there's some cuts in it. I say, can you patch it? We all have a good laugh. Because there's no
This
patching
guy.
this tire. Exactly.
Sorry.
They set it up on the ledge because they're
Yeah.
going to smoke that thing later.
Let me take a look at this. That's pretty good for a guy that's never smoked.
That's pretty good. Okay, so
Sorry.
so he can't patch it. And I'm like, I just need the cheapest used tire you got.
Whatever you got.
Right? So we look
Give
up
me
the
a
numbers.
Tonka
and
tire. I
He's
don't
got a
care.
tire. It's $35.
That's right in my price range.
Listen, I can afford $35.
Yeah.
Right? He goes inside, mounts it, gets it all ready.
Yeah.
And he looks at me. He's like, "Do you got to use for the old tire?" I said, "No." Mm-hmm. He goes, "Well, it's a $5 what do they call that? Disposal fee.
I see.
It's a $5 disposal fee.
All right.
What's wrong with me?
Okay.
I thought of 1,000 different ways I could use that tire.
Sure.
Like, listen, I could put a potted plant in that tire.
Yeah, that's a good way.
I
That
could
is a
take
good
that
one.
tire and
Yeah.
I could, like,
Yeah.
you know, I 1,000 different things are running through my head.
Right.
And they're not going to dispose of it. They're going to put a pot plant in the tire.
Rather than
Use
give
the
them
pot.
$5 to get
Yes.
it out of your hair.
It's $5. And I'm thinking, well, I'll just take it. I'll put it in the garage. I'll mess with it later. Or maybe I'll take it over to Dad's house and throw it behind the shed.
Light it on fire.
Light it on fire.
Love a tire fire.
Tire fires are the best.
You
And then
can
you
get it.
roll it down the road while it's on fire.
That's fun, too.
Into oncoming traffic.
That's how they elect.
good.
That's how they elect the Pope. Tire fires.
Yeah.
So the black smoke that comes out the
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, what's wrong with me? It's $5.
Sure. Well, you're cheap, I guess. There's the one problem. You might have some hoarding tendencies.
I
I'm not
do.
saying you're a hoarder.
No,
but
I do have tendencies.
But
Yeah.
inside of you, there might be a hoarder. I would say those are the big things that are probably in this situation.
Yeah.
Probably, I would give you both of those diagnoses. Yeah.
There is also a principle to it, though.
It's like $5 to dispose of something. Here's what I immediately thought of. I'll just take it home. I'll pull out the saw. I'll cut it up into pieces and throw it in the trash, and then I've disposed of it.
Well, once again, even that $5, how much time are you going to
I know you're right. You're
chop up this tire? And what your saw? You're going to go through 2 saw blades to make this happen.
That's a
And,
good point.
like, it's $5.
I would probably
just get rid of it.
Yeah, I would probably do that. I'd be like, fine, just get rid of it because I don't want to deal with it. It's worth $5.
I was that close.
Oh, good for you.
I know.
Oh, this is good.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
That's a
I'm growing.
victory.
I'm developing.
Yeah.
Because I was that close to saying, throw it in the. I'll mess with you.
Yeah, that'd be hard for me too. I'm not gonna lie. I would have that same inner fight.
Instantly, I thought, well, like growing up, I remember Dad throwing softballs in a tire.
Yeah,
you
sure.
know, I'm like,
a tire swing is a lot of
A
fun.
tire swing.
Love
We've
a tire
had a tire swing before.
Love a tire swing.
Yeah, it's a great mosquito bathing, like birthing
Yeah.
zone.
Yeah, that's
breeding
for sure.
area.
Yeah.
We have 2 big tractor tires at our house that I don't know how when we got them, but I'm guessing it had to do with something with my dad being cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't want to pay the $5
Yeah.
disposal fee.
Yeah.
yeah.
You had a hard week.
Dude, you don't even
I
know.
have it on good authority that
Yeah.
you almost got canned this week.
Oh, you know
I don't know
people?
if-
Yeah, it was close.
Yeah, I know some people. I don't know if it's something funny enough to talk about, but
No, not really. Sometimes I get into it with people.
Once, I read this in. Oh my goodness!
Are we gonna do Netflix?
You're not
or-
going to believe this.
What? What time? Are we?
Look at the year. 1809 is the year
What?
that this thing happened.
What?
This guy named Allardyce Barclay. He's this British guy.
He invented the cigarettes.
No.
Oh.
He made a bet with somebody that he could walk 1,000 miles, 1 mile per hour, nonstop.
Wow.
So him and another guy
What's-
had to be at a bar. This is in England.
Okay, wait.
They have to be at a
One
bar.
more time.
So the bet is I can walk 1,000 miles
Okay.
consecutively, 1 mile per hour. So I'm going to walk a mile, rest, walk a mile, rest for 1,000 miles straight.
Okay.
So after 1,000 hours,
He can't sleep.
Well, I mean, he can sleep for. If he can walk a mile in 20 minutes, then maybe he can take a 30-minute
he's saying
nap.
1,000 miles in 1,000 hours.
Yes, but it's not like. But he can't get in 5 miles in 1 hour and then rest. Every single hour, he has to walk another mile. He can only walk 1 mile per hour.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he can walk fast.
That's pretty slow.
But once-
But he has to stop.
But then he stops. So he can walk fast, then
Okay.
take a nap, and then at the next hour, he's got to
It's
get up and do it
almost
again.
like a Barkley Marathon situation.
It is a weird challenge.
Yeah.
And apparently it took the world by storm. Like it was front page news. People were following along with it.
I'm
and it was
interested.
£1,000 bet at the time.
That's
it was
a lot of money.
It was in 1809, £1,000 is a lot of money.
Yeah.
And he did it. And he won the
How
bet.
long?
It just seemed like something that you would have done.
Yes.
Yes.
No,
Uh-huh.
I would have.
Yeah, I know.
How? So 1,000 divided by.
It was. I think they said it was like. It was more than you think. I don't know. I'm gonna look it up.
Do the math on that.
Hold on. Beep, boop, 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 boop.
Okay, how many days was that, Teddy?
Yeah. 50? It couldn't have.
41 days.
41 days.
Yeah. So for 41 days, every hour on the hour, he's going to walk another mile.
So he took a nap in between?
Yeah, he would just take
You
naps
can't
in between
40 days?
40 days straight, and he did it. And so during this whole process, the news
They're following
it. It just was like a big thing that
That's
kind of took over
fantastic.
the world. Yeah, and this is the kind of thing that when dudes are sitting around drinking at the pub,
So how far is it
they
from
have
Chicago to L.A.?
Teddy.
Beep boop boop. Beep. I don't know.
I bet it's 1,000 miles from Chicago
No,
to L.A.
it's further than a.
Is it
Yeah.
St. Louis to L.A.?
Chicago to
I'm trying to think what is 1,000 miles. It's 2,000 from New York to L.A. Right? Coast to coast.
Basically halfway across the country.
No, it's
then.
2,000 from Chicago to LA.
Oh, okay.
So probably like Chicago to like
Dallas?
Colorado, somewhere in Colorado
Okay.
looks about halfway.
Man,
Still,
that's a lot.
well, it's
Is
the
it all
40 day straight thing. That's
Yeah.
what's
That's
Well, and the fact that sure he can sleep, but like it takes you roughly 90 minutes to get any REM sleep. Mm-hmm. So he's not getting
No,
any
he's
deep
gotta be
sleep.
exhausted.
I mean,
They said he lost a ton of weight, unsurprisingly,
Yeah.
during the
That's
process.
6 weeks. That's 6 weeks.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So
It's
that's only
just so cool.
24 miles a day.
Yeah, 24 hours a day. Yes, 24 miles a day. Yeah,
Wow, that's crazy.
but he has to do it every hour.
that's
now,
crazy.
Now, what he could do if he spaced out the time right,
Mm-hmm.
he could wait
yeah,
long
come up
enough
behind. Yeah,
and
yeah,
do
yeah.
2 at
Yeah.
a time.
Start walking if you know you can walk 20 minutes.
A 20-minute mile,
That's reasonable.
And then you
so
wait
at, so at the 40 mark,
Yeah.
you walk 20 minutes, and then you walk 20 more minutes,
You double up.
and then you take a nap from. Then
Yeah.
you can get at least maybe a 90-minute nap in.
Yeah.
At that point, still, I mean, it's still not ideal on any level.
I kind of want to see this done today.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. What would
This should be a-
so
this
here's
should be
the
a
question.
documentary.
So here's the question,
Yeah,
Jason.
yeah.
I'd love to make this documentary.
Yeah.
I'd love for you to do it. Here's
I
the
would try.
question: what is the dollar amount that you would do this for? Obviously, you're gonna have to take off work. so
1
it's gotta-
million.
1 million.
No,
That's
for
what-
sure, $1 million.
I'd do it for $1 million
Yeah.
easy.
Pre or post tax?
It does.
It does matter.
Listen.
We're
Jesse,
gonna-
listen,
I-
this is-
we don't need to do this. Just answer the question.
Did he tell you the thing?
Yeah.
I was like,
stupid.
Jason was
Stop.
unreasonably combative.
Well, he just got his tire slashed. So,
It's the stupidest thing I ever heard.
what is the dollar amount for you?
Can I keep my job? Like I've just taken 6 weeks off and I come back, or I get
Yeah. Oh,
fired?
yeah. You can come back to your job.
Okay, like $10,000.
What?
Yeah.
What?
You do it for $10,000.
Yeah.
No, because after taxes, that's like 7.
6 weeks. No, how many weeks did we say it was? Did we say 6 weeks?
Yeah.
6 weeks. $10,000.
No.
I would want more than that.
I'd want a lot more than
6
that.
times 7.
Yeah.
6 weeks times 7 days is 42 days.
I would want a
It'd be
year's
6 weeks.
like salary, kind of, to do that.
I'd do it for 10. I'd do it for entertainment.
Yeah.
Like if I knew I just cover my bills.
This would be a wonderful. If anybody's watching out there and you work for you have the ability to make a documentary.
Yeah.
This thing writes itself, right?
Yes, it
it's-
does.
This
Kinda
is
like-
compelling.
Yeah.
To watch you. Better to have you do it,
Yeah.
right, than some like Olympic athlete or something.
No, yeah.
It's much better to have you do it.
Just a normal guy.
And I think it's also, by the way, this challenge I think only is interesting if you're walking consecutively. Like, I don't want you just to take the same lap around your house.
Oh yeah. Like
Over and
straight
over
line.
again. Like you're leaving from
I can't
Marion,
do it on a
Ohio,
treadmill.
and you're going to end in
New York.
Kansas City or something.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I should figure out how to do like a loop and end up like at the White House.
Oh, yeah.
Or like someplace like
Yeah.
you know,
epic. Yeah,
epic.
you want to end it at a very epic place.
You want to go 500 miles. And
turn
then
around and come
back,
home and then
so
go to
that
bed.
The second you're done, you're asleep for a week.
Yeah.
Dude, it's gonna have to be like $500,000 for me to even consider it.
Well, no one thinks you could. so.
No,
Yeah.
not even high.
Stella, hit the Netflix.
Netflix, watch these shows of those. Netflix, or maybe Hulu Plus. Netflix, watch these shows of those. Netflix, or maybe Hulu Plus. Or maybe maybe Amazon Prime or something like that, like YouTube, or we don't want to put a box around what you watch, so you never know.
Jason, what's your Netflix suggestion of the week?
My Netflix suggestion of the week is a show I watched with Teddy. I've seen it 1,000 times.
Mm-hmm.
This was his first time watching it. Christmas movie.
It was?
Yeah.
What was
You
the
going to
movie?
take a guess?
Christmas Vacation.
Yeah. National Lampoon's Christmas
What'd you
Vacation.
think, Teddy? Did you like it?
Yes.
Yeah.
He
we
liked
we
it.
watched it as a family maybe a week ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The part, because I was watching him watch it.
Yeah,
It's always
sure.
fun
Mhm.
to experience it through the eyes of someone for the first time. The two parts that he laughed the loudest, like genuine laugh out loud funny,
Yeah.
was when the aunt says the prayer.
Yeah,
and
that's
she
good.
does the national anthem.
Yeah, that's
and
good.
then the Pledge of Allegiance at the end.
Yeah,
and same
yeah.
thing. So yeah, it.
Okay.
Those were funny moments.
It's a good movie. All right.
It's a
So
good
my
movie.
my Netflix suggestion of the week is also a Christmas movie. We went to go see It's a Wonderful Life
Oh yeah,
at the Palace Theater.
color black and white.
It was black and white.
Okay.
Thank God. And while I was watching it, because we talked about this every year, we talk about Christmas movies.
Yeah.
And you have talked about how your wife hates that movie.
She hates that movie.
I figured it out.
What?
So I was like, because she likes old movies.
Yeah.
It's not like she doesn't like
No.
old movies. She does.
She does.
I figured it out.
What?
So the plot of the movie, if you don't know, is George Bailey, he gets married, and instead of going and, exploring the world and doing all these great things, he stays in Bedford Falls and with his wife, and they raise kids, and then he's really frustrated because he lost some money and he thinks he's going to lose everything. And so this angel shows him this is what the world would be like if you didn't exist.
Yeah.
And so he goes around and meets all of these people, and he sees that this massive change that he had
Right,
made.
right. Yeah.
And so he's like, I want to see Mary. Where's Mary?
Yeah.
What's Mary doing? That's pretty good Jimmy Stewart, guys. That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Anyway, and he's like, oh, Clarence is like, no, you don't want to see her. You don't want to see her. I mean, so you're thinking, is she strung out?
Yeah.
Was she a prostitute? Like, oh, I don't even want to show you. Show me Mary. Where is she? She's a librarian.
Oh.
The
That's like
worst,
the worst possible.
And when he
I don't want to
sees-
show you Larry.
and when he sees her, he's like, no! Like, he's like, God, no, why? I mean, she's a librarian. It's like,
Yeah.
it's not like, of
That's
all the
funny.
things
That's funny.
that could have been, your mind starts to race. Boy, what could have possibly gone so wrong?
Of all the horrible things.
She's a librarian. So
That's pretty
I
funny.
think that's it.
I think that's it.
I think I figured, I was like,
I don't know if she actively
I was-
knows that.
Well,
it's like
it might be
subconscious.
subconscious,
Yeah,
but I was
yeah.
like, I figured it out. That's
That's
why it's an
funny.
anti-librarian movie.
It is.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Jesse, do you have a strong opinion or a Netflix suggest of the week?
Yeah, Netflix.
Okay.
We watched. It's called The Family Plan. It stars Mark Wahlberg. He was an assassin for like a private company and ended up wanting to he got out of it, and so he's living this kind of average life. He's a car salesman, and his past catches up to him, and he never
It
told
usually
his
does.
he never told his family. And then his family had to get in on it, and
It's on Netflix. I saw the trailer for it.
Is it a comedy?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
because it's pretty funny.
Okay.
And I would say there's not really much bad language. I mean, Teddy could probably watch it. Not so much Stella, but it was pretty good. It was one of those
Yeah.
movies that, because anytime we put a movie on now that's like a recent movie, I'm like, I'm just
Yeah.
waiting on the wokeness,
Yeah.
waiting on
Didn't happen. I don't think
Didn't
Mark
happen.
Wahlberg is particularly woke.
No,
I don't
no,
get that
he's not.
sense
So
from him.
it was good. I was pleasantly surprised.
All right. Family plan?
The Family Plan.
All right.
Yep.
Do you have a strong opinion?
Mildly.
Okay.
Yeah. I was just frustrated tonight. Savannah and I decided to go out and get some dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Go to a restaurant in downtown Marion that is fantastic. It's called A Taste of Memphis.
I like it.
It's great.
Yeah.
They have pretty good ribs.
Yeah. Mhm.
So every time I go,
You want to
I
get ribs.
want to get ribs.
But
the last 6 times that I've went, the sign at the door says out of, and every time it's like out of, and they're always out of stuff.
ribs.
Always
brisket.
ribs. Yeah, all this. If you're
All the
gonna have
barbecue stuff.
all the stuff that a place called A Taste of Memphis should have.
Their menu says, ask about our burnt ends. And I'm always like, I'd like to ask about your burnt ends. That's how I say it.
Yeah.
And
And
they're like,
they'd
we
say,
don't have
we're
them.
out. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it's just, it was
I
one of those
didn't
things-
say I wanted them. I
Listen,
was just
I had-
asking about them.
I had kind of a long day at work today.
And you wanted some ribs.
I was like, you know what, we're gonna go. And I kind of knew deep down.
Deep down.
They might not have them.
Deep down.
But I was like, you know what? No. Today,
Past into the soft underbelly.
into the
Yeah.
ether of my being. Like, and I got there, and of course, the sign says no
So your
ribs.
strong opinion is?
My strong opinion is if you have a freaking business that does a thing,
Yeah.
make sure you have the thing.
Yeah.
Right,
That'd be-
you would never go to a coffee shop and accept. It would never be accepted for them to have a sign out front that says "out of."
It'd be like if we
espresso.
started off a podcast by saying, on this episode, there will be no talking. And it's just 40 or 52 minutes
We're
of
out-
silence.
We are out of words.
We're out of
today.
words today. Please enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Just
Dude.
humming.
We should do.
Just tell me, we did the whole hop hop.
You know what? That's not.
That's not a bad idea.
No
pretty
one's
good
probably ever
content.
done it before. Do you think there's
Yeah.
ever been a 15-minute humming podcast? There couldn't.
15 or 52?
52. I'm sorry. 52-minute humming.
I'd say
pod-
15. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely 15.
Not 52. We should try it.
We could.
Could we like take turns,
Yeah.
like a humming stick? We pass the humming stick around.
Yeah, we'd be like the.
Sit in a circle.
We'd be like.
Well, I was thinking like the dwarves.
the dwarves. Far over the misty mountains cold. We must away ere break of day to find our long forgotten gold. All right, I had to finish it.
I know you did.
It had to resolve.
Once you start, you can't
I
stop.
know, I can't stop.
It's like stopping midstream.
You
Can't
can do
stop
it, but it
midstream.
stings. That's a show. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year,
Yeah.
Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever it is that you do. I'm not going to say Happy Ramadan though, because
I don't know what that
I
is.
think it's the Muslim one. So, yeah, they're not fans of us. So why should
Well,
Screw
us.
them.
Who's us? The
Christ-
show or
Christians?
Christians? Oh,
Christians.
That's what we are.
That's what I am.
Oh.
I'm Christian adjacent.
That church you go to is a borderline cult.
Well, they're obviously telling lies about Harding, so we know
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
All right, this is Dan signing off for Jason, reminding you to always keep your stick on the ice and never wear the blue sweats.
Sit, boo, sit. Good dog.
And I have spoken.
Good night, Lauer Patch Kids, and especially you. What's his name that had the question? The really good question.
Giblets?
No,
No.
the new one.
It was like
Leroy,
something Lamar.
Oh, Jasper.
Jasper, and especially you, Jasper.
Yeah, Jasper.
We
Yeah.
record on Thursdays, as dictated in
When y'all
Jason's
record tonight,
X.
like he's gonna come by.
you know, though, hey, at least he's paying attention.
Yeah.
So good for you, Jasper.
I appreciate
We like you.
I don't know if it was a real question or like a spoof question.
Yeah.
It could have been either.
Both.